2 years ago I tried my first Gibson custom shop guitar, which was a 59 reissue. I shot it out against my 60 standard and I decided not to keep the custom shop but get another 60 standard and mod it. By doing that, I broke my own rule from one of my first YouTube videos, which is the one guitar rule. This basically means that you should have no guitars that overlap too much, because in the past I've learned one always ends up being the favorite and the other one collecting dust. And after 2 years I always had a hard time picking between these two Les Pauls, so I decided one should go. In the meantime I have been looking for something different and even thought about trying a Gibson custom shop again, because there was something special about it. A little while ago I tried an SG special from the custom shop, but that also didn't completely do it for me. So I started looking for something completely different. Stuff by Duesenberg, Novo and even smaller builders. While browsing through the guitars that were up for a summer sale at the Fellowship of Acoustics, a very cool guitar store in the Netherlands, this guitar caught my eye right away. The looks, the specs, I got butterflies in my stomach, which I haven't had for a guitar in a very long time. My wife said I should buy it to try it, and so I did. But I have to warn you first, this is going to be a very divisive guitar. It's a Baroness, handmade by a company called Wild Custom Guitars from France. The body shape, the pinstriping and the relicking won't be for everyone, but I love it because of those reasons. It ticks all the boxes for me. And while some of you will probably hate a lot about this guitar, it was like it was tailor-made for me. The look, the feel. But a cool looking and nice feeling guitar should also actually have to sound and play well. So let's see how it went when I plugged the guitar into my Marshall, while also comparing it for a little moment to the Les Paul that should have to make room for this guitar. Fucking damn it. The reason I was cursing at the end there was because I loved playing the guitar and I knew from that moment on that I wanted to keep it. Which also means that I have to sell some gear, which is never nice. Live I usually use a Les Paul and an SG, the latter of which for when I need higher fret access for some songs, and this guitar could do both jobs. As I already picked the Les Paul that should be going, I decided to also put up my SG Junior for sale. Even though I just got that guitar after looking for it for 2.5 years, I recently shot it out against my Les Paul Junior, which I slightly preferred over the SG. And although I initially had no plans on selling it, it was the second in line having the most overlap. So with a heavy heart, I'm selling two excellent guitars to pay for one very special guitar. And it truly is special. As far as I know, this is a prototype they made together with an artist who did the pinstriping, specially for Summer NAMM 2023. And I didn't play the guitar in the meantime, it has been in the case for the last week, because I still wanted to sell off my gear first before getting too excited about the guitar. It is not a Gibson custom shop price, as it sits in the realm of the USA Standard Greenie and Supreme, but still to me it's a lot of money and it's more than I usually spend on a guitar. guitar has a great neck that is full without being as fat as a baseball bat. I love that it has a natural back and it feels very much played in, and I also like the fact that it has a volute at the back of the headstock, so I don't have to worry as much about a neck break. The weight and the balance are better than on my Les Pauls, as is the higher fret axis. It is a very lively and resonant guitar and it stays in tune very well. But most of all and most importantly, it really inspires me to play. Where I like the relicking they did on the wood, I don't like it as much on the pickup covers and the knobs. It also has modern wiring, whereas I prefer 50s wiring. The pickups in it are Seymour Duncan pearly gates, which are great for a specific sound, but I wouldn't prefer them for everything. The bridge is very nasal and quacky, and the neck is a bit dark. They are also wax spotted and have more output than I would prefer. But that isn't a big issue for me. I will have the wiring changed to what I like, and I will replace the pearly gate set with a set of Seymour Duncan antiquities, which in my opinion will look better in this guitar, but also have a sound that is more suitable to me and what I intend to use this guitar for. So I'm going to have these changes made over the upcoming days or weeks, and I will get back to you when it's done. The 50s wiring and the antiquities make a huge difference to me. It's like the guitar completely opened up, allowing to hear more of the natural sound of the guitar itself. Pickups are a matter of taste, and I get they went with the pearly gates as their main clientele is probably harder rocking than I am, which also explains the modern wiring. But like I said, in the end it's all a matter of taste, but it's also an easy fix. People like Billy Gibbons and Richard Forrest are amongst the guitar players that use their guitars, so I'm not in bad company. But I love the fact that it is something different and unique. This guitar is me and not my guitar heroes. And personally, I think it looks like a prototype Gibson could have made in the late 50s before coming out with what eventually would become the SG. It's just as difficult to compare this guitar to a Gibson custom shop as it is to not compare it to a Gibson custom shop, because it feels familiar but also somehow different. But it for sure is different and special. It's less expensive than a Gibson custom shop, let alone a relic one. Personally, I love this guitar and I wanted to keep it from the moment I played it, whereas I've returned every Gibson custom shop I've tried so far. Not because they were bad guitars, but they simply didn't inspire me enough for their price, and this guitar absolutely does. I have to reiterate that I have no affiliation with the store that sold me the guitar nor the company that made the guitar, and both don't know I am making this video. But the Fellowship of Acoustics were very nice and helpful when I contacted them about buying this guitar. They set up and shipped the guitar to me the same day, and I had it here the next day when I started shooting this video. After I got the guitar, I've also been in touch with Wild Custom Guitars themselves, and I cannot speak highly enough about their customer care and service. And although this guitar might seem a bit expensive for a brand you might not be familiar with, I love to support a small company and I think they are worth every penny. I already love this guitar and I'm really impressed with what Wild Customs are making, and I'm keen to try out some more of the other guitars. If you want something different, go check them out. I can highly recommend them. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.